Phantom 9. Now in the box you have a black rubber case, a micro USB cable, power adapter, and a black earphone. I wonder why, Tecno chose this color though. Anyway, my variant doesn't come with, a SIM card ejector for those wondering. But moving to the phone, and guys, I love the colors on the Phantom 9. It kind of reminds me of the Huawei P30. But yeah, the Phantom 9 has a plastic build that is lightweight. And at the back, you have like a triple camera setup along with a quad LED flash. Now, the first camera is the main camera that can get you shots like, this one. And one thing I noticed is that the shots look quite saturated when viewing the pictures from the Phantom 9 screen, but it doesn't have that saturated look when I viewed it from a laptop or another smartphone. And yeah, that says a lot about the screen, but more on the screen later. Now the second camera is the portrait lens, and I think it did a slightly good job with the edge detection. And the last camera is the 120-degree ultra wide angle lens, which was able to take wide angle pictures like this one, and it was still able to retain details in the shot. Now this camera also serves as a macro lens that can take extreme close-up shots. For example, this picture here was taken with the main camera, while this was taken with the macro lens. Notice the major difference? Here's another one, guys. So unfortunately, the 1080p videos on the Phantom 8 lack any form of, video stabilization. But overall, if you were to ask me, I think I like the whole idea of integrating a wide-angle lens. And yeah, I'm thinking of doing a camera review, but drop me a like if you want to see that, guys. Now moving on, this uses an in-display fingerprint sensor, the first of a kind on Tecno, and it's quite fast and efficient. Because the ease of use makes me want to dump all my rare fingerprint phones. Okay, maybe not. Anyway, I noticed an issue with the in-display fingerprint, and it just happened only once. So I noticed like a green box that was placed right where the fingerprint sensor is. Unfortunately, or fortunately, I couldn't replicate the issue during my time with the device. Now moving up, you have the notch, which can be hidden in the settings. There's a rather large, 31.2 MP camera that can get you shots like this one. I think I like the way it is saturated, especially when compared to, say, the Nokia. It also has a lot of details going on in the shot. But away from that, you get dual flash, the first of its kind anywhere, I think. Now, to make you understand how it works, this picture right here was taken without flash in a well-lit environment, and the second was taken with the dual flash. What do you guys think? And as for the AI claims, well, the cameras on the Phantom 9 has an auto scene detection that works about 60% of the time. I wasn't able to make it detect my Yoruba food. But yeah, moving over to something exciting, and guys, we finally have Tecno's version of Animoji right in the camera application. So before now, Tecno's version of Animoji was found in the keycard keyboard, but on the Phantom 9, Tecno has finally decided to integrate their Animoji right in the camera app. And so far so good, guys. It works well in well-lit environment, although in low-light environment, I noticed that it has difficulty recognizing my eye movement, but overall, I think I like it. Now, the device doesn't come with a notification sensor, but the screen lights up when you get a notification. You also don't have any ports on top because Tecno has placed them beneath, and unfortunately there is no Type-C port. Like, Tecno, you would have nailed this device if you had included a Type-C port. But yeah, charging the device using the bundle charger will take you about this long, which is fast, but remember that this comes with an average 3500 mAh battery. Now beside the USB port is the speaker grills, and it was super impressive. So I paired it with like the Nokia 8.1, which I thought had the best audio output from a mid-range. Now, to the left of the device, there's a hybrid SIM card slot with 4G LTE support. On the other side, there's the volume rocker and the power button. Now guys, this phone has like the shortest power on time. It takes me about 21 seconds to power it on, placing it in the first spot on the leaderboard. Now, when you power on this device for the first time, you probably notice that this comes with about 11 bloatware applications. Now, 9 of these bloatware applications can be uninstalled and 2 can't. But luckily, the UI and the OS does not really affect the storage per se. Now, still on the UI, Tecno has also included an option to customize the navigation buttons. You also get a smart panel for quicker access to applications. Now guys, I also noticed another issue with the UI, and it has to do with the recent applications. So I noticed that they looked quite bigger than they should, and here's a comparison with the S4 for you to see what I'm talking about. But here's hoping that Tecno fixes this with a software update. So moving on to the display, guys, for the first time ever, Tecno is using an AMOLED screen, which looks good. Now, I compared it with other AMOLED display, and I noticed that the Phantom 9 has like a cooler tone to it. The whites look cooler than what you get on, say, a Samsung. Plus, the reds are slightly saturated, which is what, was making the pictures look saturated than normal. But moving to the battery life, and it lasted throughout the day of moderate use. I also got this hours of screen on time with slightly heavy use. And talking about, every use, the Phantom 9 comes with 6 gigs of RAM and a Helio P35 processor, which is slightly, better than the Snapdragon 625. I tried to play PUBG, and surprisingly, the default settings was set to low, but I did not notice any graphics issues during my gameplay. So on a good note, the 9 performed well with multitasking. It also did not excessively overheat when used extensively. So that is all for my first impression of the Phantom 9. It is a really good device with a few shortcomings, but let me know what you think about the shortcomings. I currently don't have information about the price, but I'll let you know in the comment box. And please like this video if you find it interesting. Drop a comment. Also subscribe if you've not subscribed, guys. And I'll see you in my next video. Take care.